Well, we're going to take a quick look at the Trinidad Tobago. I think it's called Premier League. No, no longer Professional League. Premier League, TTPFL. First of all, let me say for the fellas who have children and a job and find time to do weekly videos, good for you. I have no kids and I catching my tail to find time. Anyway, let's get it done. It was the third season of the TTPFL, and it's not easy being a Trinidad Tobago football fan. I want to do a couple of things. I want to tell you about some players I think people should look out for, good players, and then we could talk about the league and the pros and the cons. Um, Let me just say, I'm not looking at every single player. Not people like John Paul, Rushford, and Muckett, who everybody knows. Just some players that people don't talk about as much who are quite good. And well, let's get it on. All right. Josiah Edwards. He's a forward for La Hoquita. He played in some very lower level football in Portugal, not even top three divisions in the past, but he's a solid player, very nice striker. Devnish, the goalkeeper for La Hoquita, could easily play for Trinidad. We are so deep. Um, with goalkeepers in Trinidad. Devonish is one of those guys. Hopefully he'll get a contract outside of Trinidad. But we have so many goalkeepers. Maybe he'll have to have a good agent. From Samoa Jablete, Zoom Zoom Garcia and Lindell Sween, two teenage prospects. Garcia, I think we all know he's played for Trinidad already. I believe Sween has as well at senior level. I was really hoping that Garcia in particular would have gotten blooded a bit in the Unity Cup in England, but he was on trials in Portugal. Maybe they would have brought him as part of the lineup against St. Kitts and see if they could have squeezed him in the second half. None of this happened. And the reason I wanted this is because he could get some games in, so maybe we could consider him for the World Cup qualifiers later in the year. In the olden days, we would have had an A team or President's 11 in action and play, but those days are gone. We don't do that anymore. Sometimes the A team is the national team because the other fellas are abroad, and maybe Dwight will have our coach Dwight Yorke will have some games lined up in July and August, and fellas like Garcia can get blooded. I wanted him to have 5 or 6 games, or at least four, to get a chance to see what he could do. So see if we could inject him into the World Cup squad against, who are we playing, man? I forgot, huh? Jamaica, um, Curacao, and whoever the hell else we're supposed to be, Bermuda and so on. Um, why am I saying this? Because we need some initiative up front. Yes, we've got Levi Garcia, but Levi can also play on the left and right. And it's nice to have options. If Levi is not there, who really is that danger man up front for us? You know, Lindell Sween, talented guy. You see both him and Garcia having a future on the TNT senior team. Travis Byron, a midfielder for Samoa, very talented guy. The Leon Beckles of Phoenix 76. Saw him at the beginning of the season, looked really nice. Didn't see much towards the end. I don't know if he got injured or what, but a nice player. From Police FC, well, a guy I know this is Tyrese Bailey. He's a midfielder. He's about early to mid 20s. I heard the commentators say ex Fatima, but I went on the net. It looked like ex St. Anthony's. Feel free to correct me. I'm happy if it's Fatima because I went to Fatima, but Tyrese is a very talented player. I could see him easily playing outside of Trinidad and Tobago in Central America, Eastern Europe, maybe Middle East, Asia, and so on. This is a good, solid player. Michael Chiefs. Well, we all know who Chiefs is, right? AC Port. Spain broke his leg, bounced back, and was slowly getting better. And I hope he can get back to his old self again. Like Garcia and Sween, this guy could be a regular prospect or a regular player on the senior team in the years to come. And I hope he bounces back to his old self because it's not easy coming off a broken leg. You might remember Ngozi Blackman. Deshaun Ragu, another good goalkeeper for Club Sando. I saw him at his best when his team lost because he got tested so much and he made some wonderful saves. And I think anybody who knows Ragu and Devnish will agree that these are class goalkeepers. We are so lucky to have these many goalkeepers in Trinidad these days. Let us see. I'm not finished. Kieran Cummins, if you know football, you know that name. Had a wonderful 2016 um, Gold Cup, if I remember correctly. Great goal against the Mexicans with his left foot. He's about mid to late 30s, but easily perhaps the best defensive midfielder in the TTPFL right now. Have on my glasses because I have to read this damn thing. Easily the best defensive midfielder in Trinidad. Good left foot from a distance. Don't really like him for free kicks and corners, but nice, strong defensive midfielder. I wouldn't have minded him playing, in the World Cup games to come. I mean, as I said, sometimes players who get us there may not necessarily be there at the end, but at mid to late 30s, still playing some damn good football. Jabari Henry, defender for Club Sando, big strong guy on the left. Shaquille Bertrand, I think he's in his mid 30s, wonderful striker for Defense Force. Extremely skillful. And on a very skillful team, so sometimes he comes off the bench. Joshua Tringham, Trimingham, another good striker for Defence Force. Jabari St. Hilaire and Christopher Biggett, the one and two goalkeepers for Defence Force. Both are national goalkeepers, both are excellent goalkeepers. Let us remember that Aaron Enel was also on the Defence Force team. Couldn't get enough games, went to prisons last year. First game, his team lost, but he was man of the match. And within about 90 days or less, the Jamaicans picked him up. Okay, so Kevin Williams of Point Fortin and Jeremiah Niles of Point Fortin, good players. Jeremiah plays on the left, talented, good skills, dribbles well. Somebody has to pull that boy aside and teach him how to pass a ball and shoot to goal. Another Jeremiah Vidal. I hope it's Jeremiah. Yes, I hope I'm not mixing up Jeremiah's. But Jeremiah Vidal of Prisons, midfielder, very talented, ex-national under 20 player, can easily hold his own on any team in the TTPFL. His teammate Brendan Figuera, again a talented midfielder, can easily that guy's in his early 30s and can easily hold his own against or on any team in the TTPFL. I spoke to Brendan actually Figuera, and he told me that what did he say? That he was on trials with a club in Iceland 2020, or he was going to get the trial, but COVID-19 messed up everything. You know, Cian Thomas, another Prisons player. He plays on the left defense. Strong player, can go up front. Nice player, nice player. And two goalkeepers from Caledonia, both are foreigners. Emmanuel Lewis of Guyana and Alfredo Lopez Alvarez of Cuba. Um, Very talented goalkeepers. Sometimes Cali conceded a lot of goals with both GKs, but that was really more to do with the defense than the goalkeepers. I saw more of Lewis, so I'll talk about him. Lewis is again a teenager, and I easily expect him to get a contract outside of Trinidad. This guy is talented, and he's going places if he can get the right exposure and with the right agent. So I wish him the best. Okay, so let's go on. I don't want this video to be too long. 7 minutes already. Um, Pros and cons of the league. Let's get to it. Pros: the players got to play football. They got exposed. Some of them got contract or trials abroad. If I remember correctly, Rian Moore played in the Canadian Soccer League. Real Gil went to the USA. Zum Zum Garcia got a trial in Portugal. And Alvin Jones is playing for the number one team in Honduras. So the league is doing its job. And before that, other players got their trials and their contracts abroad. Cons. Let me get to it. I am not here to diss the TTPFL, but you have to call it as it is. Um, First of all, there was no TV coverage, really, for a long while until Wave came along. They would advertise games on Sportsmax. The games wouldn't come, and they would not even explain themselves. Yeah, figure it out. It is a very irritating thing to set aside your Saturday or Sunday afternoon for flipping hours to watch no football come in and not even an explanation from the so-called TTPFL. It is friggin' rude. I want to use another word, but I don't want YouTube to get vexed with me. That is just bad flipping manners because you see they have jackasses like me who will set aside 4 hours on a Saturday, Sunday afternoon who want to watch Trinidad football instead of going out and doing something with their life. There are idiots like me in midweek when there were games at midweek would actually want to watch TTPFL instead of club championship football because I do tish like that, right? And when you don't say the game's coming on Sportsmax, don't bring it, and don't even have the manners to explain yourself week after week. I mean, what the hell? You're at TTPFL or you're not at TTPFL? Conduct yourself like professionals, man. It is irritating. Well, let us thank Wave TV. Halfway through the season, Wave TV stepped up when no one else would, and I don't blame the other TV stations. This is a business. If people don't care enough or interested enough in local football because there's no advertising, I can't blame them. We've took a chance. They didn't get much advertising if you look at their schedules, but they kept bringing football live. Sometimes they might bring two matches, two different games simultaneously in a day, or so all kind of nonsense was going on. But and they had teething problems sometimes, but they still tried and they brought football. They brought us the TTPFL. They brought us the Citizens Cup, and I'm yet to watch the final because I was so busy with work. So I thank Wave TV. Wave TV saved my football season for me. Let me say it again. Wave TV saved my football season for me. And I'm sure they did it for a lot of you as well. And I think you guys should publicly thank them. Let them know that. They make no money. I know they make no money. Look at them advertisements. You think they make money? So let us thank Wave TV. I don't know who it is communicates with me on Facebook, if it's the owner or the manager or what. He said they're looking at having some kind of pay channel like Sportsmax does, and people pay a subscription fee every month. I will do it. It's not just football; it's everything else they bring in. Be it athletics or boxing or whatever. And I will be the first man to sign up. At least I'll get some damn football. And I know we both here sometimes we had some teething problems, but a little frustration and thing. No sound, the game disappear. etc., etc. But you all tried, and I want you to know we football fans are grateful. Um, Schedule. This was the third season of the TTPFL, and people catch the tail to know when games was going on. First of all, a website is free. From what I understand, via the press, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, in addition to the government giving about $2.6.5 million per year for 3 seasons to the clubs, the minister was quoted as saying that around 300 to 500,000 US was given to the TTPFL by FIFA. That is a minimum of $2 million. I don't know how much money is really being given to the TTPFL, but websites are free of charge, and nobody are asking for plenty from all here. I don't know what kind of full time staff you all have or what your budget is. You put up a page, you put the names of the clubs. Once a week, you update the standings. You don't even have to do it yourself. There are websites out there that have the games going live, and they have their own standings for the TTPFL, and you can just copy and paste or something, right? And maybe a link to the clubs, like a real PFL site. And yes, the games, let us know when the schedule is happening. Do you know there were foreigners from Europe contacting me? I have nothing to do with Trinidad football, and asking me what the schedule was like because they're going to Trinidad for holidays and they want to see games. They want to spend their money. What games are being played and where? And I told them I don't know. I really don't know. And what I realized is some of the websites, I'm going to see if I can get the website while I'm talking to you all. Some of the websites have the games listed in advance. I don't have the website in front of me. Unfortunately, I do not. But they have the games listed in advance. And because of them, it's a flash score. And there might be other websites, but flashscore.ca is a website I use to know what games are being played where. When. They don't say where. So let us thank Flashscore for that and for giving us PFL standings and so on because So I would tell the foreigners, I don't know, I'm sorry. Contact these guys yourself. I hope they respond to you. And that's money being wasted. This is a way to market and brand the league. And I asked some of them why. Why are you following Trinidad and Tobago football? You're not Trini, you're not married to Trini. We saw you play in the '06 World Cup. England was very lucky, and I have always followed Trinidad football since then. All right, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, man, put up a damn page and put your schedule where it can be accessed. You have a Facebook page, put it at the top. One day I went to the thing was outdated. It was up scheduled from a year before. And disseminate. SocaWarriors.net is the number one website for TNT football fans. Give them your schedule. They will put it up somewhere for you. Give it to me. I have a web page. I have two or three web pages. I will put it on top of the web pages for you. And I mean, come on, man. In this day and age, people don't know when the games are being played because you don't have a schedule accessible. How you gonna have a PFL and not have a schedule that is accessible? Well, thank God for Flash Score and those fellas, right? And you don't even know where the damn games are being played. And sometimes the schedule is Friday to Sunday. It is Wednesday, Thursday afternoon. I still don't know who is playing who, and I certainly don't know where. Okay, because of Flash Score now, I discovered them late. I could find out who is playing who, and I hope that schedule is right, but I don't know where. And that takes me to my next point. Why are you put a North and Central team down in Point to play? Why on the same day two Eastern teams playing in Port of Spain and two Port of Spain or Northern Port of Spain teams playing in the East? I know it's not easy to organize double headers. I know that sometimes you will not have a schedule, you know, pliable for everyone. But I mean, this is something that's kind of silly, right? Imagine if hypothetically someone playing Central down in Point, hypothetically, at 6 p.m. on a weekday. Who the hell getting on there in that traffic when they leave work from Samoa, right? Or imagine it's a damn weekend and two Eastern teams playing in the barracks and two Port of Spain teams playing in La Hoqueta or something. You have to wonder why sometimes, right? So you need to do better with that. Sorry, but you do. Because I know your job isn't easy, but there's some things that is just irritating, man. Um, okay, I think that's it. That's all my buffer I have for you. I would like to make some suggestions. Again, I know your job is not easy, but I know all this money you're only getting, spend some of it there. Some of these things are free, and you can always get volunteers. There are people passionate about TNT football. Don't look at me. I'm busy enough between what I do and my job, unless they have money. But there are enough people out there passionate enough to volunteer. I have a TTPFL Facebook page, unofficial it says. I have over 2,500 members because people are interested in trying to Tobago football. Um, Anyway, suggestions. Yep, get our website. It's free. There are too many free websites. Stop doing that nonsense. Put up your blasted schedule. I said that already. Okay, number three. You have a tier two. And some of the matches are coming live on YouTube or wherever they come. That is nice. We need more football in Trinidad. We need a better level of football. I mean to bring on the fans. I am thinking, just my idea, you all have better ideas. Get a tier two All Stars team at the end of the season and let them play some of the top 4 or 5 teams in the PFL. And they could play La Hoqueta grounds, police in the barracks. But because this does not come under the auspices of CONCACAF, they can play Samoa at Samoa grounds. They can play Defense Force on Defense Force grounds. Anywhere where maybe you could charge a little danzai, but and bring some football to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and more entertaining football. It's just an idea. Um, you could have a TTPFL All Stars team and maybe bring down some top-notch opponent to play them. I mean, not Liverpool, nothing because that's nonsensical, but maybe top three from Mexico, maybe the champions of Jamaica. Um, something like the champions of Jamaica. You'd bring out the football fans and you'd bring out the Jamaicans who live in Trinidad, especially the UE students. So you'd want to have that in the north. Something else. We have an under 20 league that is good. Why not? We do not have a Caribbean under 20 tournament. We used to have a Caribbean youth tournament for the countries. I don't know if we still have it, which is a pity. I don't hear about it. But we don't have a club tournament for the under 20s. All other regions do. Europe has it. Other regions have it. And I'm not saying we should have a Caribbean tournament because that's not your responsibility. But we can have a quasi CFU tournament. Why not get the top 3 teams from this Trinidad under 20 league, the top 2 from Jamaica, and the champions of Guyana? That's 6 teams. Put them in 2 groups of 3. Have a semi-finals and finals or something, but give the under 20s a better brand of football to play. It would be a quasi CFU tournament, so there would be the unofficial, CFU under 20 club champs, and again take football to the people. This is again not under CONCACAF auspices, so yes, it could be the barracks or the Diego Martin Sports Complex. But again, there are many grounds where you could play these games. It's not a bad idea. It requires some organization and so on. But again, not a bad idea. Um, so those are my ideas. It was a frustrating time to be a Trinidad and Tobago football fan, especially the first half of the season. Thank you, Wave TV. Didn't mean this video to go so long. So I look forward to the fourth season. I don't know when the hell it is. It'll be this year. It'll start next year, whenever. But hopefully it'll be a bigger, better season. One good thing, the quality of football has risen. The first season, the quality of the clubs I think were just doing the best they could. Trinidad football was on a reboot. Samoa is playing better. Um, AI Caledonia is playing much better. A lot of the clubs are playing better, and the top 5 or 6 clubs are generally doing a good job. And there were some upsets here and there, which is what football is all about. Which is what we want to see. We don't want to see victories being a formality for some clubs. So that is one good thing. The overall standard of football has risen, and players got trials abroad, contracts abroad. So that is it. I wish the TTPFL the best of luck for the upcoming season. Hopefully, you guys will do a better job of bringing games on TV for the foreign beast, because we matter too. I'll pay a little dance, for a subscription fee. God bless Trinidad and Tobago football. God bless the TTPFL. God bless me.